I was thinking that we could build an interior much like this. In fact, I'm going to use the same assets. It's probably going to look pretty much exactly the same. Just want to make, just wanted to show you like how these type of scenes are built and put together, and what's the ideas behind them, what cameras I'm going to be using, how much blood I'm going to put on the floor. What's the outside of the scene, and how it's lit, and yeah, like I've already done this before in the last hour. Hilarious. Anyway, let's start again. So we're going to try and rebuild this scene. I'm not going to go to town on it, but let's see what we can do. So let's start with a new level. And do I want to save that? No, I don't. So I've got blank level, skylight, directional light, sky atmosphere, and 500 cloud. Again, you ain't going to see nothing until you put the light to default. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to start by getting a floor from Megascans, and I think maybe if we type in floor, not floof, floor, could work. It's not what I'm after. Let's see if cobbles come up. Excellent. So get rid of this guy, put this to 0, and we'll work from here. So what we'll do now is just box these guys up, put them in their own folder. So that's all the lights. And yep, this guy's going to go in a Megascans folder. Megascans. Anyway, there we go. Just a floor. I'm not sure if displacement is working in Unreal 5. By the way, that's what we're using here. So yeah, I just wanted something that we can just work from. So let's get some walls. All these walls, by the way, are all downloaded from Quicksilver Bridge. I think I typed in like medieval or searched for that, which is collections. You hear the fans ramping up. You can probably use this deserted medieval village set, and you're probably going to find loads of stuff in there. Yes, you are. So I'm going to be using these walls, this door. In fact, you could probably just come in and download the whole lot. There's going to be loads of stuff to use in here. So I've already downloaded some stuff, proper Blue Peter style. So let's see what we got. Medieval door. Yep. So I'm just going to chuck everything in the scene, and then we'll move on from there. Wall, yes please. Another wall, yes please. We may not use all of them. Let's just chuck them in and then see how we get along. That's a cool wall. Door. So out of these walls and shelf assets and doors, we can build a scene from this. Let's go Megascans. Let's go door. I don't think this is the door I'm after, so delete that. Get this fella in there. Zero that out. In fact, they all should be at 0, hopefully. We'll cross that bridge later. So again, it's probably going to look a little bit like the scene I had before. So what's cool about the Megascan assets, when you download them and import them in your scene, your axis point is handily, if that's even the term, put in a awesome position, right? It's on the corner, so you can swing doors open and have your walls set at 90 degrees if you want them to be, which is cool. So that's exactly what I'll do now. So I've got my rotation locked, get that to 90, and basically I'm just gonna kit bash these guys together, and yep. Sorry, I just want to double check that we're streaming. Yeah, it looks it. Oh, man. Anyway, let's keep going. And what else we got? Yeah, this is cool. So yep, all I'm doing now is just keep bashing this all together, and what I'll do, make sure that they're all dropped down to the right level, which is 0 point. Make sure they're not clashing as well. Let's have a look. That's not too bad. This is pretty bad. So let's move that guy back. Okay, that's cool. Chuck a door in. It's all going to be very rough now. Just these placements are just going to be arbitrary. So we can put this in here maybe. Okay. I'm probably going to duplicate some of these items, like this fella here maybe, and that door. Just quickly, I don't think we've got enough room on here, so let's just expand that out a bit. Right. So nearly there, we're blocking out the walls. I need to put a ceiling in there, and yeah, we should be good to go. So I think there's another door we can put here. I think we need to flip this 90. Is that a 0? Nope. Okay, and can we duplicate this? Do you know what we can do? We're not going to see this wall, so we'll cheat a little bit and copy and paste this guy. One thing that I don't know, I'm sure there's a way of doing it, but there's light shining through these objects, right? So what I normally do is either type in two-sided lighting or shadow two-sided. Nothing there. Let's try double, and then actually go into the object itself. So let's go back. Static mesh, type in two-sided geometry, I think that it says, no, distance field, and then maybe double here, Yeah, double-sided geometry. Let it do its thing. I don't think it's going to do what I want it to do, which it hasn't. Right, I'm going to save it quickly because that was hilarious earlier. No. Yeah, anyway, save current level as... At least we have that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is block out the back of these walls. Really simple. Just get a cube and yeah, just block it out. I know this looks boring. It is boring, but you know, needs must. We need our shadows, and we can't be blocking in stuff like that. Probably get away with that. Get this guy here. This is really rough, so bear with. Again, I know that there has to be a way to fix that that issue with shadows and what have you, with the Megascans assets. Look, you can see this is what I want, but I don't want to have to block it out. So, or maybe I'm using them wrong. You know, maybe I'm using them that these should be on the outside. Anyway, yeah, all of that should be okay. So now that the shadows that are coming from there are correct. I'll do one more of these, and it's going to be for the ceiling. So Alt-click to duplicate, and yeah, just put a roof in the top. Let's go 5 by 5. Yep. Let's have a look and see what we got. So we've got a little bit of bounce light. We need to get a post-processing in there to sort out these lens flares and loads of other things we need to change. So this is going to go in a blocking folder. These are all Megascan assets. They can all go in there. I just like to keep it clean. Yeah, place actors. Post-processing volume. Scroll down, a long way down, and then infinite extent needs to be set to true. Let's have a look. So bloom, convolution. We'll come back to these assets. We may go back to standard depending on what the looks going to be. Exposure, I'm going to leave that for now. Chromatic aberration, I'm going to leave for now. Lens flare, I just need to get rid of it because it's jarring. Okay, cool. I don't know if you can see it in the feed, but that is some like a blurry mess up on the wall there. So let me show you a way of potentially getting rid of that. So post-processing, I normally chuck that in lighting as well. So let's go back into our post. In details, type in Lumen, click these guys on. Now let's go back into our room, have a look up in the ceiling, and hopefully this will get rid of it. So better. So I normally ramp this to 4, and it's not too bad. You do get a hit on the performance, there's no doubt about that. I think so. If I set this to 1, you're bouncing off like 110, 120, and then if I set this to like 10 or something, you can see, yes, it looks better, but it took a hit. So 4's okay. And whilst I'm here, I'm going to search for surfaces and look for a ceiling. So let's have a look. Okay, it's looking all right. It needs some help. This needs to be rotated as well, 90 degrees. Get my transform back. And yes. Right, let's keep going. I would like some exponential height fog in here, so let's do that. Exponential X pop. That's very good. X pop. Exponential height fog. In it goes. Looks rough, so that was fog in scattering color needs to be black, and directional in scattering color also needs to be black. I normally set this to fog volume. It's brutal now. We may change these, but let's just keep going. Fog density. Yeah, you need to calm down, mate. So it's looking okay. Let's go back to this. This also lives in lighting for me anyway. Let's open this door, see if we can. Again, this is why it's cool to have the axis point in the correct place, because then I can open the door and animate this door opening if I wanted to. So obviously opening the door lets more light in, then Lumen can do its business, which is awesome. So yeah, doors open. Let's play with the directional light. Let's make sure we're still streaming. Might be helpful. Yeah. Let's get some light in this room. Okay, I think the default light is set to 10. Yeah, so the magic number is 3.16. Yeah, I'm just going to quickly check this stream again, guys. Just 2 seconds, because I don't want to do this again. Well, I do. I want to do it all the time, but I don't want to have to. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay. So, lighting wise, we're nearly there. So 3.16 always helps, and always make sure that I think it's on by default now, which is the atmosphere sunlight. So when you go outside, it doesn't really matter now, I think, but you get all your clouds and it just functions. I think if you turn that off, you get what I mean. Will we see any clouds? Doubtful. I might put a landscape in there, but again, this is more of an interior shot, so I doubt we'll be doing any landscapes or anything like that today. Anyway, so lighting. Exponential height fog. Just want a hint of it, really. Okay. And sky atmosphere is really useful as well. The my or me scattering is really cool. Like for outside, it's absolutely fantastic for landscapes, but sometimes it can help. So I'll show you what it does. That is moody as hell, and yeah, I love it. I think it looks absolutely awesome. So you know, for God rays and stuff like that, when you're if this was a landscape, it would look absolutely fantastic. But it can also help in these type of shots. Because personally, I think it was a bit too blurred out. Like the bloom was just killing us. So when playing with sky atmosphere, it can help you. Like I think bringing this down, as you can see, it's just not. It's kind of like an ambient light. You know, it's not like, oh, that's sunlight. It's all like you can actually turn it off, like where it looks like it's turned off. You can see it there. And for me, that looks quite realistic. Like if you go up to here, for instance, you know, it looks really real. Just thought I'd just add that in there. But I don't think that's what we're going for. I do want to have God rays, and I do want to see the sun in here. So anyway, it just helps. Let's keep going. So if I close this door again, go back to sky atmosphere, and this is the thing, it's all iterations. You know, we can go back to here, for instance, and bring this light back. You know, it's kind of has nothing to do with the daylight, but it has such an effect. So yeah, just apply until it looks cool. We'll come back to lighting. Make sure the skylight is set to movable and real-time capture is on. Ooh. It's an odd thing. It's like sometimes I feel that it could be left off. Oh, look at that. That's so strange. Just hold on one sec. Let's see if this... Yeah, so it is having an effect. So what I'll do now is the skylight, the directional light, indirect lighting intensity. If you boost this up, I know it's subtle, but it really does help you out with a few more bounces. I think that's what's happening. So let's get some more light in here. I think this is just really to showcase the power of Lumen and what it can do. Bear with me one sec. Yeah. I wonder if we can up the intensity. I mean, that's obviously overboard. Maybe a 4. Okay. Sorry if I'm not explaining everything that I'm clicking on. It's just go on autopilot. So to say we're nearly happy with the line, what we can do now is just go back into assets. So these assets have been downloaded from Megascans. So barrel on a stand, for instance, if you just go to content, Quixel Bridge, I don't know whether it's going to be in here. There it is. There. You literally just click on the item, choose nanite, if you're in Unreal 5 that is, and then download and then add. And when it's in your content folder, it will look like this, and it's simple as just dragging and dropping, which is awesome. So let's keep going with some, he says, because he can't spell. Okay, barrels. Just decking out the scene. And oh, that's right, that's what I wanted to show you. 3D plants in Unreal are awesome. So this is ivy. I've only just been checking. I have like loads of like ivy on Speedtree and stuff like that. Which is fantastic, and it's all like procedural and it's really awesome. But this is really cool as well. I know the static objects, but they've been scanned and they look awesome. So just check this out. And I think the way to do it is to do -1 on one of these. Yes. So all I would do is just spend like maybe an hour just with ivy and just populate the scene. I just think it looks really cool. Like straight away, it's like, I know it's an old building, but you know it's derelict. It's, you know, it's abandoned. It looks, yeah, it looks pretty rad. And yeah, I'll just deck out this, and I won't be afraid of like having it hanging over the edge, you know, because I think that looks a little bit more natural. Yeah, I'm literally just chucking this up. So again, you could spend hours and hours just populating the scene like this, and that's what it takes to make it look cool. You know, for me that looks too uniform now, so I think there was 2 in here, so maybe not that again. Maybe this guy. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, nice. Anyway, and that goes for this as well. So maybe start from the ground up. It's cool they got like whole blocks, you know, and then you need to rotate this 90. I'm not saying it's going to look good, but it's just cool they got, you know, if you're doing like a whole house, you know, and you can imagine doing it with just these little items, it would take forever. Let's keep going. Again, 90, or is it -90? Let's have a look. So it's -90. -90. Bring that down there. So it looks like it's growing up into that. And yeah, maybe another one of these. That's coming from that. -90. Again, you can go to town, and I don't want to bore you with me just like chucking ivy in. I think this is through the wall. Yes, it is. So just be careful of that. Yeah, looking okay. And yeah, there's like ivy and just little shrubs. A little shrub outside the door would be cool. And just be careful where you place them, you know, if it's going to be like it'll probably be growing out of here, and you know, it wouldn't be growing out of here, for instance, like out of a stone. It just wouldn't look very realistic. So you just got, you can paint this in with the foliage tool if you really wanted to, but with a scene like this, obviously you're not going to be, it's not going to be like grass or anything like that. So you probably get away with stuff like this. So again, just go around populating the scene, little shrubs. So you may not even see that, but you might see a little hint of it growing out of there, which is cool. Yeah, again, don't want to bore you too much with shrubbery. Right, next is decals. Decals are cool. I've done a scene earlier where it's got like loads of blood on the floor. I'll just quickly show you how that looks. You know, it's so cool. You've got all the reflections working now. I don't think they're ray traced. I think they're also Lumen. Yeah, decals. You can see that it's going up the wall, which is incorrect. I think you just scale it in the Z. Yeah, just bring that down. You know, does this scene need blood? Probably not. Does it look cool? Maybe. But anyway, it's just to showcase how that functions. And this is kind of jarring as well. Let me just show you, like, just say you wanted this blood on the wall or something like that. You know, you go there, you need to rotate it by 90 degrees. And then you're there. I'm not going to leave it there though. Right, let's keep going with some more Megascan assets. So antler horns, why not? On the wall, 90 degrees. Can you hear the fans? It's getting pretty brutal in here now. Scale this up. There was an awesome F1 race earlier, Max Verstappen won, and it was pretty epic. Took Lewis Hamilton on the second to last lap, which was so sick. Anyway, barrel on stand, broken wooden wheel. I do like their wheels. I think they look really cool. Yeah, just having it leaning up against in here or something, that could be cool. Just bear with me a second, guys. I just want to check something on the stream. Okay, good. So just make sure you're not intersecting into the walls, which I am. Make sure you're not intersecting the floor, which is looking fine. Control S, save. So yeah, I'm just looking for some more assets to go in here. Candle holders, pretty cool. Yeah, when placing assets like that, you need to like really get in to where you're placing it, if that makes sense. So sometimes I'll get caught out. Like I might be set up a camera here, for instance, and I place like this this candle holder here, for instance. It might be on, it might be not. So sometimes I find like I might be out here or something, and then I notice like, hold on, like, you know, this isn't placed correctly, or it might be intersecting a wall, or it's like hanging in a weird way. So like, which it is. So you just need to get in there and really make sure that everything is functioning correctly. And always rotate. if you're duplicating. Okay. These are cool. So I have another one there. So rotate this. Okay, yeah, the buckets were cool. And I think there's another one. Yeah, this fella. So yeah, I'm going to add a few more items, then I'm going to set up a camera. Let's go back to Megascans. Sorry, hold on. This thing's awesome. It's so detailed. And yeah. In fact, so it shows off all this rope at the end. I think it looks really cool. A few things on that shelf, and I'm going to call it a day on this. Just quick go back. Oh, that's a point. Yeah, a little keg or something. I need to scale this down a bit. Oh. Again, just make sure that, you know, again, there you go, because it looked like it was on the shelf when it wasn't at all, so you need to make sure that everything is okay enough. Yeah, the shelf kind of goes down a bit, so just bring that to the back. Okay, so let's set up a sequence quickly. Add level sequence, save it wherever you like. I think I've got a folder, tutorial, I can, yeah. Yeah. And then add a camera. And yeah, you know, we could just quickly set up a shot here. Make sure that you're in the camera. I like to go to DSLR. A 50 or an 85, I'm not sure it's really going to work in here. You know, I kind of like this kind of wider shot. So we get down to maybe here, say, and I like to use 21:9 ratio. So this just means extending this. So this is 21:9. I think it's 44.5, and that's rough anyway. And let's focus. Let's just say we're going to focus on the wheel. So this is our debug plane. So say half of it. Turn that off. Let the Lumen do its thing again. Do you know what? I think maybe we can go to like a 50, and then let's get some depth of field. Good work. Feeling the 30. I'll be honest. Right, there we go. Okay, now we can go back to our lighting and see what we can do. I think we're pretty much where we just was, and sometimes that's just how it is. You know, so you kind of set up the lighting first, and then it looks all right. So let's see if we can close this door a little more. Oof, even if it fully closed, looks pretty rad. Okay, let's go back to post. Convolutions, probably going to leave that. Exposure, I'm probably going to leave. I think we can probably, there we go. I mean, just a hint, probably go 0.1. Sorry, 0.1 on lens flare. And yeah, the vignette is, sometimes I'll do this in post, but as in like DaVinci or Photoshop or something like that. But sometimes it works here. So yeah, I think default is 0.4. Exposure, I'm probably just going to maybe do 1.1, 1.5, 3. There we go. 2. Let's see in post if we can change our white balance. Which you can, and just a bit cooler. And directional light. And that's what I like to do sometimes as well, just, you know, because the lighting is not just like one light and everything is solved, you know, there's so many things that goes into it. So I like to obviously not, you know, turn off the directional light, you could turn everything off. But yeah, just see how things are affecting the scene. And sometimes you know you may not even need certain things. So yeah, it's looking okay. I'm doing this as like quick as I possibly can, and you know, get some nice reflections in there as well. Yeah, so this is what happened last time. Let's see if it's all right now. So so this is what I do as well, just like play around, just trying to get a decent shot. But I'm not happy with, like, you know, how the detail in there. I want to be adding like loads of stuff to the shelf, loads of ivy, loads of shrubs in here. But I think, you know, well, I know it takes hours to create a scene where you can pretty much go anywhere in the scene and you can make it look good. But anyway, so let's just leave it there. This is where it crashed last time, so let's quickly show you high-res screenshots. So high-resolution screenshots could be found in this fella here. Let's see if it... Yeah, so it's crashed. So, ideally, we would take a screenshot and then you'd take it to Photoshop, much like what I'm doing here. So this is proper Blue Peter style, this is what we created earlier. So see what I mean, like by adding like loads of details and playing with the light a little bit more, in tandem with exponential height fog and the not the skylight, sky atmosphere, and get them effects, and then playing with the skylight, illuminating the scene a little bit more, and then in Photoshop just the classic, just what I like to do is go camera raw, and then you can just play with your curves. I think this has already been done, I'll be honest. I'm not sure. But yeah, again, like with your vignetting, like I was saying earlier, you can do it all in Photoshop. So if you wanted to add a little more, you can do that. Add a little bit of grain, you can do that. Color grading, much like in DaVinci Resolve, you can do that in here as well, which is really cool. And just play with these settings and get what you want it to look like. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, we've done the interior, and I need to find out what's going on with the crashing on the high-res screenshots, but I think we'll leave it at that, and then we'll see what we do next time. Maybe some landscapes, maybe some Cinema 4D stuff, some maybe some liquids, X particle stuff. Well, let's have a look. I'll see you next time. Ciao.